feeling you, MP. This is anyone's game tonight.
facing one of the heavyweights tonight.
Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And we've got a moment now to check out the Eastern Conference standings and see where everyone is sitting as things begin to settle down just a bit through the midway point of the season. Taking a look at Philadelphia. Right now they've compiled the third best record in the conference.
And I think for the 76ers, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
Oh, look at the 76ers starting group. Joel Embiid out there with John Collins. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Cameron Payne. And it's McCain in at the shooting guard. And for the Lakers, on the block, it's Vanderbilt and Davis. Simmons is out there with Austin Reeves. And it's Connect in at the 3 spot. So this is the first of 2 in a row. These two teams will play against each other. Greg, any advantages or disadvantages?
Well, I mean, I feel in the first game, you can run your game. That second time around is when you get to dig deep into the film and try and make adjustments. And the first of many to come. Explosive offensive talent on both sides.
Boy, I tell you what, that's going to be like a pinball machine, the way that scoreboard's going to light up.
Now here's Embiid over Davis. Embiid, no good. Reeves outside. From 13, and it's good, assisting on the play with Simmons.
I love watching Reeves do his thing from the mid-range area. He's got a smooth package.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, briefly spoke with J.J. Redick. The challenge is slowing down Joel Embiid. Asked Coach what the game plan was. He said with Embiid, you know he's going to get to the line. You know he's going to get his. Our goal is to keep him away from the basket. If we get him settling for jumpers, that's a win for us. We'll see if they can force him to become a shooter in this one. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Outside Collins. Outside George. Sinks the three-pointer.
Seems effortless for George, that quick release of his.
So for the 76ers, their last game, a win against Charlotte. Outside Simmons. Lays it up and banks it in. Simmons got 7 points.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
George finds Payne. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Shot by Collins, no good. Lakers have gone 4-4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Clark, what is it about Austin Reeves' style of play that makes him such a good scorer?
I love the fact that he can change pace with the dribble. You know, he's not super fast, but he's not slow either. What he is shifty and smart. He's got good size, good ball skills, and he's got a nice mid-range jumper. All of that allows him to keep defenders off balance.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Goes up on the wing. Simmons missing again.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Pass to Embiid from past the arc. Kept alive. Here's George. It's not going to go for him. Lakers leading by 4. Simmons looking it over. Shoots over Payne. Simmons' shot is good. He's got 9.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Here's McCain. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. pass to Embiid. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Tries it from the top of the key. Collins kicks to Embiid. Vanderbilt with the rebound.
Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
Outside, Simmons. And stolen by Payne. Here's McCain. He has yet to score. Embiid, the pass to George. And here's Payne. Kicks it out to Collins. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Simmons can't get it to go.
And that was almost one for the highlights. The long-distance alley-oop, just a fraction off the mark. Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And J.J. Redick is called timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And let's now take a look at some of the numbers for Joel Embiid.
And in the last 5 games, he's made a bunch of hustle plays on the glass more than anywhere else. His rebounding totals in the
changes here for the Lakers. Connect comes in for Austin Reeves.
No let up.
And Simmons subbed in for Russell. And then for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid comes in for Looney. And Yabusele subbed in for George. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Oubre, Yabusele out there with Caleb Martin. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Oladipo in at the point guard position. Martin wide open. He fires. Good. And it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Martin's got the lead up to 1 now for the 76ers. You know, Clark, the days of trust the process are long gone. The Sixers are now focused on the now.
As well they should be, Kevin. With a superstar big guy in his prime and Joel Embiid, there's no time like the present. And it's not going to last forever, so they need to capitalize.
And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and a bit of a revenge game for them as they were swept in the 2-game season series from last year.
And, you know, they might not be in the same conference, but as with any top team, they want to show they can compete with the best teams out of conference, too.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin. Cowboy in that last game against the Kings got the job done. He finished with 49 points, and as you may have guessed with him, a lot of those were on the 3-ball. A fantastic performance from him. Something he wants to repeat tonight. Kevin?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Oladipo getting it going right now. I love seeing it. Devastating from this area on the court.
Outside, Simmons. Shot on the wing. Jones, the pass to Simmons. Over Oladipo, and it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Jones.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside. It just doesn't matter.
Oladipo taking his time here. No good with the triple.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Fires the three. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Trying to loosen up those driving lanes. Oladipo there stretching out the defense.
And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
You look at Simmons. He stands at number 2 in the Western Conference. The fans giving him the backing he deserves.
No doubt about it. And it's been an outstanding campaign for him, and he's got to be a part of that starting lineup.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. The 76ers trail by 3. Here's Payne. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Their last win put them into double digits with 10 in a row. Wow, quite a stretch.
Just playing really solid basketball right now. They're trusting each other more out there and attacking as a group. They're a fist, not individual fingers, which is made. Tough to beat.
Here's George. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Lakers leading by 5. And stolen by Payne. Out in his own on the break. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
You know, something else is working for them is the three-point shooting. I mean, they've done some damage early on from behind the arc. Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
A 3 from Simmons. Good on the triple. Simmons got 21 in the game.
A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
Payne in the post. Headed by Simmons. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Payne. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Simmons. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Philadelphia's gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter. 4 for 8. And finished off by Collins.
Oh, nice to see a power forward like Collins throw it down. We know he can hit a 3, but go with the easy hoop.
6-second difference between the shot and game. Oh, what a dunk!
One of the most explosive young bigs we have. Collins quick off the floor and gets creative at the rim.
On our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you just saw an explosive highlight. Connect with a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot. Connects. Got 5 points in the quarter. And here's George. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. For 3, he can't get it to go. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Los Angeles on top, leading by 3. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And we welcome you to halftime. First order of business, time to take stock of the All-Star voting.
I think we have a good idea of who's going to make it, but a couple of bubble dudes who have said they really want this either need to step up or they're getting left out.
Switching back now to the Philadelphia 76ers, they've been fighting it out through the first half of play.
We've talked about it in the past. They have a deep.
And that about wraps it up.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
Within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
On the block, it's Vanderbilt and Davis. Austin Reeves out there with Simmons. And it's Connect in at the small forward spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel.
Embiid going all out.
And you guys know JoJo loves busting out these dunks. What an athlete.
And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Drawing fouls, Clark getting to the line, all part of the game, but do you think players try and draw fouls too often now?
I do in some cases, but I think it's more on an individual basis. I mean, players have to do what they need to do to try to score the ball, but I don't think anybody likes, one, guys flopping to draw fouls, and then two, whining when fouls aren't called.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Now here's Simmons. He's covered closely. Will it go? Bangs home the trifecta. Simmons got 24.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
To the paint. Vanderbilt with the steal.
That was clearly a forced pass. There was no room for him to make it.
Simmons against Embiid, and it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Reed.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And you know what? He does. I mean, in the NBA, you've got to have ways to score over defenders of all sizes. This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Shots good by Simmons.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Now here's Payne. 7 points in the game. Beyond the arc. The 76ers with another miss.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
A 3 from Simmons drills the three-pointer. Simmons got 10 points now just in this quarter.
A nice start to the second. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
The 76ers trail by 6. And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. He wants to talk to his guys. We've seen Simmons really having a great game.
Just killing it from deep. They've got to be all up in his jersey at all times. Give him even an inch, and you're just asking for him to drop another triple line.
Kelly Oubre's checked in for Philadelphia. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Outside, George. That's tipped. Embiid kicks to Payne. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. They trail by 9 points. shot to stop the run. He takes it up and lays it in. Payne's got 9.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Outside, Simmons. Up and in on the layup. Simmons got the lead back up to 9 now for the Lakers.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
And that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Now Payne. 9 points in the game so far. Now George. Connect with it. He's picked up by Collins. And connects. Slams it in.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Here's Payne. And Davis sends it back.
If you don't know exactly where Davis is, he's going to deny your shot, so you got to be aware of his presence.
And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Waddy's checked in, and it's Herbert Jones in for Simmons. Changes for the Lakers. Charles Massey, he's checked in for Vanderbilt. Simmons comes in for Connect, and it's Russell in for Austin Reeves. Then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid comes in for Looney, and Martin is in for George. Fourth quarter of basketball, we're about a minute into it. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's foul number 2 for him. And Philadelphia making a change here. Payne's checked in. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. That puts them in the lead.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Yeah, it's not a surprise then to see them out in front the way they've been efficient offensively in this half and actually throughout the entire game.
Taking a look at the 76ers. Inside for him, it's Martin next to Embiid. Cameron Payne is out there with Oubre, and it's Martin in at the small forward.
Usually you can expect Oubre to be the finisher, but when somebody else is this open, he moves the rock.
Oubre against Simmons. And he banks in the layup. Simmons got 40 points.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels them.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Council's checked in, and Joel Embiid is a giant center. Clark, his size, his arm span. How does his sheer size, do you think, affect the game?
Well, he's a mountain of a man. Not only is he tall, he's wide, and he's deep too, Kevin. In other words, he's hard to get around. And he's also hard to challenge because he's north and south. So, and you factor in his touch. This guy does things that I've not really seen a guy of his size do, particularly when you talk about pity-patting the dribble and knocking down face-up jumpers all the way out to the three-point line. It should almost be unlawful for a guy north of 3 bills to be doing that. That's a high IQ pass by Reeves. He sets up the guy who's most open.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. And that'll be his third. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough.
The previous delay is under review.
I think in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches. But
the ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. George looking around from deep. The 76ers with another miss.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And that one's good. Simmons.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
The three from George. A rebound by the Lakers. Simmons got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the 3-ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
You've also got to commend them for how they've attacked the basket. They've been aggressive. They've not settled and have consistently gone at the rim.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. With the step back. To halt the run. He can't get that one to fall.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
And so George will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. 11-point game. Looking to get it going. And the layup is good.
George takes the contact, but good body control there allows him to finish.
And here's the Lakers. They're on a 16-3 run right now. And good! There's another.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. The 76ers trail by 11. 1:36 left in the fourth.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that brings them to within 10.
Paul George, one of the most versatile and dynamic players in the league. I mean, he does a lot for his team offensively and defensively, which I think frees up the other guys to do their thing.
1:36 left in the fourth quarter. Oh, the lob for Simmons. Stolen by Collins. George passes to Collins. A three-pointer, no good. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on an 18-5 run here. Back to Reeves. Vanderbilt kicks to Simmons. And good, he hits it again.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Lakers.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And with this win, they'll end up notching another victory for this year's campaign, win number 33.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Cowboy.
Boy, he was absolutely relentless at the offensive end, guys. Smelled blood and went for it.
The 3 from Simmons, and again Los Angeles with the triple.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.
Great win tonight, MP. They talk the talk, but you walk the walk.